What a sweet, sweet sound. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Those are some exhaust clips of, well, the stock turbo and the stock manifold for the last time. Wanted to give you guys a good representation of how this thing sounds with its stock turbo and, well, its stock, I'm gonna call it unbalanced manifold. It's gonna be the last time that you're ever gonna hear it that way. And well, after we do today's modifications, or at least start today's modifications, this thing is gonna sound a lot different and a lot better. I think we're gonna get a much more desirable audible note, man, that's a mouthful, out of this truck once we're done the modifications that we are gonna go over today. And maybe we'll be able to use those clips in a comparison of like before and after at a later point in time. If you guys were wondering, it's an absolutely beautiful day in Pennsylvania, and well, we're gonna get into some truck stuff today. Wanted to give you guys a quick little update on the transmission with the stock turbo. The transmission in this truck feels absolutely outstanding. You know, I don't know if there's gonna be wind coming through, so let me close this back window here. Guys, I haven't driven this truck all that much with the new transmission, as I'm not really wasting any time getting right into today's video, but in the time that I have driven it around town, grabbed some coffee, taken the wife out to dinner a few times, it feels outstanding. We're running this thing strong in Tune 5, and man, we're letting her eat. We're giving her all that she's got right now because, well, I mean, we're literally maxed out with our current power setup. Now, I'll tell you what, she moves. Converter lock, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Oh, there it is! Yes! That is priceless right there. You know it's coming, then boom, it's there. In fourth gear in this thing, when the converter locks, you're just out, boys. You're like, see you later, alligator. We are gone into the wind. Mexico County, we got some nice, beautiful, straight back roads that we can really utilize to let this girl eat. Oh, she gets it, boys. She gets it. Even with 14 wides, she moves. She moves good. And, well, she's gonna move better once today's modifications get underway. Big shout out to Diesel at Diesel's Unlimited. Big shout out to Logan at Diesel's Unlimited for really hooking this truck up. We've got a 700 horsepower rated trans in this truck, which is gonna be more than enough than we need. And it's gonna keep that reliability, that fun factor, and that dependability at the forefront of what this truck is really for. Logan mentioned that he got a few phone calls after the video for inquiries from you guys, which is awesome. So, if you're looking to get a built trans, or you're looking for a reputable diesel shop down there in the Elkton, Maryland area, Northern Maryland, give him a buzz. He's an awesome guy. It's all about quality, not quantity down there, and that's one thing that I really like. Now, this transmission has all Suncoast parts. It's got a brand new flex plate, brand new converter, brand new input shaft, brand new clutches. It's flushed. We got higher pressure in the valve body. It's shifting phenomenally well, and it feels tight. It feels really tight. These stock Dodge transmissions can feel a little loose at times, so I'm really, really happy with it. Couldn't be any more satisfied with the decision to go this route. And it's nice to know that we have a stout drivetrain that'll be there at the beck and call for any power that we put at it. Oh, that shift is just so precise. Oh, I love it. So anyway, guys, we're on our way over to the shop. We got a lot of boxes that we're gonna dig into over there. I'm really excited to show you the route that we're gonna go with this truck because I have been talking about it for an extended period of time now. So enough talk. I'll see you guys over there. I lied. I gotta give you guys an inside turbo sound. About all that we got. All right, calm down, girl, calm down. That way you guys can hear what it's like pre-modification. All right, now I'll see you at the shop. All right, guys, welcome back to the garage. Got the Cummins in here cooling down because we were out skirting around in it a little while, and well, it's really hot right now. Definitely don't want to get in there, but luckily we have a few things that we need to go over in the meantime that are in those series of boxes right there behind me before that. So once it cools down, I'm gonna blast it with some PB Blaster and get everything ready to rock and roll. I need to take the wheels off, basically take the passenger side fender liner out. Probably gonna have to do the same thing to the driver's side. We'll get to that eventually though at probably another video because we are missing some pieces right now that are gonna be very special. I don't want to touch on them yet though. I have a lot to cover, so I'm sorry that I'm talking so much, but I have been extremely excited about this video. So wore my appropriate attire today, Steady Bustin' Knuckles. We got the Steady Bustin' Knuckles banner, which will be coming back soon, and we will not be restocking these banners right now because they're limited quantity and I want them to be exclusive, but we have one that's coming that's really cool. I think you guys are gonna love it. It's that size, so you can stack them side by side if you have one of those banners already, and they're gonna look great together. I think you guys are gonna love them. They're very garage fitting, and I think they explain all of our craziness very well. Now, I will be operating in a somewhat handicapped fashion today as I'm an idiot and gave myself a really gnarly, sorry for anybody that doesn't do like, you know, bodily injury stuff well, a really gnarly blood blister earlier this morning. So I'd say that I'll be able to get maybe like 25% use case out of that thing. Pretty gnarly. I think it has like a heartbeat of its own. I can feel it like throbbing. Anyway, so that should make things kind of interesting. But enough talking, guys. let's go ahead and open up what's in these boxes right here. All right, guys, so we've got 3 big boxes. They're all pretty heavy, and they all have to do with one another. Now, I think that this one kind of gives itself away. Maybe now it gives itself away. We got some turbo action here for the Dodge. So I think what we need to start with is that box right there. As well, you guys can see I already opened some of these. I did get a little impatient, and I also wanted to check on the powder coating just to make sure everything was fine and dandy. So let's jump into that. Always very, very exciting times here when it comes to new performance mods. You guys are gonna like what you have to see. And we're gonna talk about it too, because I think you guys are speculating one way, which is cool. But here is what we're talking about. My shirt was kind of a little bit punny too, you know, because, well, that's why, right there. We're just gonna go ahead and unbox everything here, ladies and gentlemen, so that way we can have a comprehensive look at what this curve is gonna be getting here in just a little while. Oh boy. And last but not least, oh yeah, boys. We got ourselves a 2nd gen manifold. Let's get this thing out of its packaging here. This is exciting stuff. Of course, by our good friends at Steed Speed. It's kind of cool how they package that thing up. Definitely ain't going anywhere. Without further ado, guys, welcome to Papa Smurf's new turbo kit. So our boys at Whirly Fab and Steed Speed came through. Steed Speed drop shipped from Whirly Fab direct. So this is an entire kit that any one of you can buy for your 5.9 Cummins right from Whirly Fab's site. Now, guys, I want to let you know, as a token of my appreciation, I have been working with Jason for years, not only to provide you quality content on the parts that they provide, not sponsored by any means, but we also enacted a discount code of free shipping for any one of you with discount code enthusiast for any Whirly custom fab product. I'm talking, guys, a turbo, that's a heavy piece of engineering. Free shipping. Shipping can get really expensive when it comes to these big performance truck parts, especially like transmissions, but guys, you can get it for free through the code that we have put in for all of you guys, just to get a token of both Whirly Fabs and my appreciation for you watching this channel. Now, of course, you guys know I love their products. I've put everything that they've pretty much had to offer except compounds on all of my DURTYMAXs, and boy, oh boy, I'll tell you what, those trucks are running amazing. So it was a no-brainer for me when I came to consider modifications for this truck, and well, luckily they provide really awesome Cummins solutions. So what we're gonna be doing here, boys, is we're gonna be throwing a Steed Speed 2nd gen balanced manifold on this truck. For those of you guys that aren't Cummins guys, basically the manifold on that truck right now sits kind of something like this, except, well, the turbo is facing down. So you can imagine your motor, the turbo is down here, but it's not in the middle, it's actually towards the back. Now that's kind of a problem when it comes to balancing EGTs and overall turbo flow with that style of manifold. But the Steed Speed one not only gets improved sound, it also really balances flow and EGTs for, you know, more performance setups like this. And you have the ability with Cummins to literally swap the manifold however you want. So Jason and the guys at Whirly Fab were like, well, we want to mount our turbo up because we have all of this room in the motor bay to give it more presence and make it more pronounced. So the turbo is actually going to sit kind of up here rather than down there and in the back like you guys can see right here. And that's the cool thing about these Cummins trucks is they have so much room for activities, as I've alluded to and as I expressed my excitement about all along. So this manifold's actually going to sit this way, and then the turbo is actually going to sit on top. It'll be really cool. So guys, this is what's called a blueberry frost. I've got frost color on my LML. I love it. It's awesome. And I wanted to get it again, not only because it's badass, but because it, well, yeah, it's badass. And it just looks so good. It's super clean. So what we're looking at turbo-wise, we're looking at our snail. This is an S464, S463 with an 83 hot side. S400 style. So S400 style manifold, S400 style turbo. We've got our absolutely massive 4-inch downpipe that comes right off the hot side. It's got its nice beveled flange. We've got our assortments of boots and clamps, our exhaust side V-bands, which are super easy to use. We've got our turbo pedestal mounting flange here. We've got some coolant relocation tubing. We've got all of our necessary gasketry and other miscellaneous fittings. We've got our drain line, which is a nice braided stainless steel hose. We've got our feed line, which is the same thing, just a little bit smaller. And of course, this absolutely colossal, kind of like the Mini-Max, 5-inch intake that'll sit kind of like that right there. It's gonna look really sick once it comes together. I'm very, very, very excited about this. So once this setup's installed, we are gonna be making some more ponies, boys, and we're gonna be sounding really good. That somewhat kind of farty sound that the 5.9 makes right now, there's gonna be no more. It's gonna be actually a little bit I'm gonna say more almost kind of raspy in a way, but raspy in a very good way. You guys are just gonna have to kind of wait and see if you haven't ever heard a second gen swap truck before. So I wanna say huge shout out to WhirlyFab for coming through with all this awesome stuff. I love working with these guys. And if you're considering making the investment, you know, buying these kind of parts is an investment at the end of the day. They're not cheap. Consider something that's worthwhile. Get yourself a kit that's completely assembled and know that you're working with somebody that's super passionate. And that's what I love about Jason. Actually, guys, I'm thinking about flying out to Illinois at some point this year to hang out with Jason to showcase maybe his shop a little bit and some of his builds and whatnot. So if you guys would like to see that, drop a comment below because kind of in the talks of doing that right now. But anyway, guys, I wanted to strap a GoPro to my head to get to work on this, but unfortunately I cannot find my head strap. Anyway, you should see me. It's kind of funny. I'm in here with this like massive thing kind of sticking off the top of my head. Unfortunately, I can't do that. So we're just gonna have to do some time lapse, but we're still a little warm down here, but that still doesn't mean that we can't get to work just starting to pull some stuff out. I don't really want to waste any more time. We've got a lot of awesome stuff. So without further ado, guys, let's jump right into this.
A couple milli now, I'm causing a commotion. I've been coasting, hear my name around the world like an explosion.
Oh boys, we made progress. It actually wasn't that bad lifting that manifold and turbo assembly out myself. Luckily, I got this topside creeper. This thing has saved my life in this journey. There's the side of a 5.9 block, fully exposed, kind of nice. I really am enjoying working on this thing. It is so accessible. It's really crazy. And what's nice is this truck is pre any of that stuff that makes things slow, if you follow me. And
what is that?
Tell me that's my 10mm. I lost this thing months ago. What are the odds of that? I'm so happy right now. We're gonna just let you hang out right over there, little guy. So now we pretty much have access to everything that we need. The only other things that I need to take out right now are the oil feed line coming right off of the oil filter and the oil drain line, which drains back into the bottom of the block or the oil pan, as we have these very nice, very new, very fancy, very clean lines that are going to go on. I believe that there are some fittings that we're going to have to install as well in order to allow them to be accepted. As simple as it is, we're going to be working on the install again. So I'm going to go ahead and tidy up those few other things. I'm going to blow my nose because it's super stuffy, and we'll keep going at it. New day, same project. Sorry to switch it up on you guys that abruptly. Ran out of time yesterday, and plus I wanted to hang out with the wife. It was date night. I'm sure a lot of you guys with a significant other or girls with a significant other can understand. So as you guys just saw, we have the Steed Speed second gen swap manifold installed. Everything torqued down to 35 foot-pounds according to spec, at least what I could find on Google. Everything is coming together well. Another thing that we did that I didn't film is we deleted the coolant line that runs around the back of the block. You guys can see that coolant line right there. That used to run around the back of the block as well. It was this metal piece right here. We have the fleece kit that we installed, so that is no longer there. And I didn't film it because it's not all that exciting. And now we're getting into the exciting part, which is really kind of finishing up the fun stuff, which is the beautiful new parts that we got from WhirlyFab. So I do have the oil feed line placed, but not torqued down to spec yet. I'm not going to torque that down until we have the turbo mounted up and I can kind of adjust its final position. I also did not install the drain line yet, but we do have the drain line plug installed in the block, which is that black thing right there. The stock one was a little challenging to get at. You kind of had to twist it and pull real hard, and then I had to use some sandpaper to actually clean out the hole. So we're gonna have to change the oil after that as well. But pretty common thing, it gets corroded and whatnot. You gotta kind of flatten that out. So things are going well, guys. That brings us over to the rest of our parts. So Steed Speed, guys, I just wanted to mention, they do provide studs with their kit, but when you get this Whirly kit, you actually don't use them. You need longer ones, which Jason and the team provides. So you're not gonna have to use those or the gasket, but it's always good to have a separate gasket. You can see though, this one is designated really for kind of the stock turbo, but I just have a second second gasket now, so it is what it is. It's always good to have a spare. I suppose we'll put that in the spare parts pile that's accumulating kind of fast. So at this point, guys, I've already installed all the fittings on the turbo. We got the feed line fitting installed and the drain line fitting installed. It's a nice powder coated piece that comes from Whirly. And really, we're kind of getting down to the bare bones here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the turbo apart. We're gonna put the hot side on, install it on the manifold, get all the bolts tightened down, and then we can feed the turbo in. And well, we're pretty much at the homeward stretch here, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and get back to work and, well, enjoy the time lapse.
When I was only worried about my top friends, now my circle is getting smaller, all these people acting fake, man. And to be honest, I don't even have a top 10. Me against the world, I've been doing what I really love. Haters been hiding behind the screen, man, they movie cuts. And when I'm back at home, it never feels the same, cause we've been doing our own thing, trying to stay up. I wanna go back to days with no grades. We ordered the kids meal, play ball, that's all day now. I'm stuck looking at this Instagram page, but these likes on my picture don't result in getting paid now. I've been wondering where the party at, cause all of my concerns got me wondering where they got the Bacardi at. To go and pour another drink just to get away. We gotta live it up, Carolina here to stay.
I'm hoping I won't let you go. I left my heart in the city. Soon enough I'll hold you close. Alright, yeah.
I've been the truest dude back since I was shooting hoops. New issues, you know what I've been going through. And it's for the team, know I go for my dreams. I've been on doors and screens, but I'm more than it seems. She talk business and that's what I'm about, kid. It ain't for the money, it's for helping our kids get what they deserve. I'm sick with every word, and if I ain't real, you ain't gotta play this verse. I'm more formal, raps is post-mortal. I kill flows, they say fame.
We are making awesome progress, guys, and I just had to tell you, it's the thumb thing first, and I was loosening one of the bolt line bolts off the bottom of the block under the turbo, and I whacked my finger really bad. And this is no insult to you guys, I'm just trying to show you my finger, because that SOB is aching. There's a lot of truth to it, I suppose. Anyway, guys, things are going really well. To be honest, as I usually am, I'm not that big of a fan of wrenching. There are certain projects that I really enjoy, but more detailed projects like this, I tend to stray away from. The DURTYMAXs are definitely more complex. But I need to be honest with you guys, I'm actually really enjoying this process thus far. Knock on wood. Still working on teardown. Let me show you what we've taken out. I'm kind of just taking my time. I'm really not rushing. I'm trying to enjoy the process. I'm not trying to put myself under pressure or stress or anything like that. So we've got the intake out. We've got the exhaust downpipe elbow out. We've got the hot side intercooler pipe out. And basically, I'm just trying to figure out how to go about removing now the manifold. So the turbo feed line and the drain line are also disconnected. All the electronics are disconnected from the turbo as well. And I've actually loosened up every manifold bolt except for the one in the back. If you guys can see that gold thing there, they put these like awkward little retainer rings on the back 4 studs. There's one on the top 2 and then there's one on the bottom 2. I've got the top 2 off already. Every bolt is loosened up except for that back left bolt. So I got to get that little retaining clip or whatever it is that they call it off. And then we should be able to start actually taking the bolts out of the manifold to get that assembly out. Now I'm a one-man show today, so it should be kind of interesting to muscle that out. I did try to unbolt the actual physical turbo assembly itself. I did take the V-band off of the compressor side and the hot side housing to maybe separate the two, but it just doesn't want to separate. Kind of what I expected. So should be kind of interesting. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump back into work here, guys, and we're going to see how much progress we can make. The exciting part is once all that stuff's out, we can actually start looking at installing the new stuff. So we're making progress, guys. It's going really well.
Cause it's just around the corner. Just up how you want, girl, you know it's California. Are you really quiet? I just don't know what to order. I'm not trying to press, I'm just trying to get to know you. And if you're holding on, maybe you should let it go. And if you're borderline, I'll get you a passport. Baby, if you think nice, maybe you will laugh more. Mix it with the juice, like, ooh, that's what that's for. It's private, don't look hollow, we can walk, walk, walk. Now all that you wanna do is talk, talk, talk. Grab it on my belt like how you get this off. What took you so long? You don't have to run away with me. I'm not asking you to change a thing. I'm just trying to catch a wave with you before we get in way too deep. You don't have to run away with me. I'm not asking you to change a thing. I'm just trying to catch a wave with you before we get in way too deep. It's staying up till the birds sing. Don't feel bad.
I'm so proud right now. I'm so proud. This is a totally new project for me. Didn't really know all that much about the Dodges jumping into this other than the fact that they were easier to work on. I've really been enjoying this project, and
I'm just trying to catch a wave with you.
that, my friends, is what these engine bays should look like. All right, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little distracted. So as of right now, we have the turbo mounted. Everything's torqued down except for the hot and the cold side clamps. The V-bands are not, because we might have to do some adjusting of the compressor side housing when we line up the hot side intercooler pipe, which we'll be doing very shortly. We have all the oil lines ran, and they are merely just finger tight right now. Wow, I am just blown away. That color too matches this truck oh so perfectly. I'll give you guys a small little step back look. That is too sick, man. Knock, knock, who's there? Oh, you know, just a casual turbo. It is all good in the hood. So we're left down to a few things here, guys. I'm not gonna film too much because this vlog is getting kind of long right now. I have to heat wrap the downpipe, which shouldn't be too bad. Comes with some more clamps. Get your heat wrap nice and wet, and that'll actually help out the process a lot. That was a trick I learned from our good friends at Diesel Works in Mount Joy, PA. And then we have literally just driver's side intercooler pipe V-band, which is nice, to a boot, which is right here, and then our 5-inch intake. Oh, boys, we are getting so close. Wow, I am stoked. Oh, boy! All right. Enough distractions. Let's keep cruising.
My angels above, wish I could meet him, wish I could see him one more day. Just to hear his voice tell me everything is okay. Just to show him that his son is here, folk in a change. And hear him laugh when I tell him about the stories we made, pretending like I'm okay. I'm broken and you know it, building up a wall and never show it. Grabbing on my face told me focus, you're not the only one that's been broken. I'm hoping you open up. I thought what, thinking that I'm always hoping, but I realized I've been swollen shut. There's more to us, there's more to love than surface, lost the surface front. And the night I might spill my guts, she said.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to a funnel. Nah, guys, but on a serious note, woohoo! She's looking fancy as hell. Install took a little bit longer than probably the average mechanic, or maybe let's just say the experienced mechanic, because I'm probably like significantly lower on like a few levels than the average mechanic. But it took me about 9 hours to do this whole job. As I had said, I just took my time and enjoyed the process. And well, one of my thumbs is battered pretty bad. The blister has gone away. I popped it, and sorry guys, again, I'm flipping you off, but you can see here that, well, yeah, my finger is not looking all that good. What's going on, man? Got a minute? What's going on? Can I help you? All right, guys, sorry about that. No big deal. Just a guy with a question. Anyway, I don't remember what I was saying. I remember what I was saying. I basically just enjoyed the process, and everything went really well except for my 2 finger injuries. So I gotta say, guys, this compared to my experience with the DURTYMAXs is far easier. And that's kind of what I anticipated. Obviously, that's what I've heard, but now I got to experience it for myself. And you guys know that I'm not a mechanic, and at times I do get kind of frustrated when it comes to wrenching on things, but this was actually really fun, especially because I just didn't feel like under pressure. But here you go. I'm sorry, I'm talking a lot. It came out so awesome. It looks absolutely amazing. Everything's mounted up. I have all the oil lines tightened. Everything is fixed down. Just changed the oil in it. Just about to flush the antifreeze into the system. It's bubbling over a little bit though, so that means we have to start it up and get that water pump moving a little bit here. But everything is pretty much finished, ready to go. There's a good look at the downpipe and the oil lines for you guys. Got that burly 4-inch downpipe, and then there's nice oil lines, braided lines. Got some fresh oil in here, so we'll be able to start this thing up here in just a minute's time. There's a good look from the top side for you guys. Oh geez, you're way zoomed in. There we go. All right, so now guys, what's the big question? Yes, good job. No, we do not have anything for the passenger side of the vehicle just yet. Unfortunately, these parts have arrived in 2 separate shipments. I actually haven't received the right side yet, which is why they're not installed. Now, guys, it's not what you think it's going to be. We're not doing the Banks Ram Air system on this truck. Rather, I am receiving the first in the entire country of its kind in terms for this 5.9. There was just great timing. Fortunately, it's gonna have to be in another video, but I cannot wait to show you what we're gonna be doing on this side of the motor. Trust me, it's not something that you're gonna wanna miss. It's gonna look absolutely amazing. Look at that beauty, my goodness. That is just something. So I guess at this point, I do not have the tunes loaded, but I did receive the tunes from Blake. I need to load them in, but we should be able to turn the ignition and see if we can get this thing to fire up for the first time. So without further ado, let's make it happen. Guys, and oh my God, how could I be so silly to forget? There's a massive announcement coming at the end of this month. Just in about a week's time, you guys are gonna be finding out some seriously big news, and it has to deal with, well, the next giveaway truck. Oh my God, what might it be? What might might it be? I don't know. We can't go into those details just yet. But I don't want you guys to miss it. You got to be there. Well, you won't be square, but it's okay. You guys will see it eventually. I'm just really excited about it because I know that you guys are absolutely gonna love it. So that's coming up right around Memorial Day weekend. Mark your calendars, boys, because it's not one that you're gonna want to miss. All right, now let's get back to action. Sorry about any vehicle noise in the background too. Boy, that's the best view in the house right there. Right.
Here to stay.
I'm hoping I won't let you go. I left my heart in the city.